Hello, smart viewers. Welcome to Face to Face with me, William. And for this episode, as usual, in each and every episode, we discuss about variously interesting topics about everyday life. And for this episode, I'm gonna discuss more about business and particularly in fashion. But in the first segment, I'm gonna introduce first, while the fashion industry continues to introduce us to new styles every season, but the industry will not be where it is today without the help of influential fashion icons. So I'm gonna give out some of the interesting fashion icons who are influential in the fashion world. And for the first one is Audrey Hepburn, who is well known for the little black dress. Yeah, so some could argue if that Audrey Hepburn is the reason for fashion's obsession with the little black dress. So her classic "Holy Go Lightly" look, from the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's, is one of the most iconic old Hollywood photos. And the simple Givenchy column gown, 3-strand pearl necklace, large tortoise shell sunglasses, slick updo diamond earrings, and long cigarette holder will forever be known as an Audrey Hepburn inspired look. And the second one is Elizabeth Taylor, the Queen of Diamonds. Yeah, so Elizabeth Taylor's fashion sense can only be described as fearless. Yeah, so she gave off a hint of glamour everywhere. She went with her plunging necklines, fur wraps, and eye-catching headpieces that would likely be considered over the top next to today's styles. But still, Elizabeth Taylor's love for glitz and glamour resonated with her at all times, and her impact on the fashion industry is still evident. The third one is Katharine Hepburn, so the first lady of menswear. So Katharine Hepburn was one of the most idolized actresses of her generation. So on screen, Katharine fashioned her very own personal style that embodied the American look, whereas her off-screen wardrobe favored sportswear. So still, the costumes she wore for her movies are what shaped the Hepburn look into what it is today. The fourth one is Madonna, the costume couture. So Madonna is the pop diva of fashion. Although she originally adopted a more casual tomboy look in the 80s, she quickly evolved into one of the most influential fashion gurus in the industry. So in fact, concerts wouldn't be as extravagant as they are today if it weren't for Madonna's on-stage fashion choices that changed the people view artists. The last one is Marilyn Monroe, the dangerous curves. So Marilyn Monroe introduced sex appeal into the fashion industry. So from high-waisted bikinis to her classic the look from her movie 7 Year Itch. Marilyn paved the way for Hollywood luxurious trends and created a legacy that continues to be impersonated on a regular basis. So those are 5 influential fashion icons that quite bring an influence to the fashion all around the world. So for the next segment, I'm gonna introduce, I'm gonna invite my special guest for today's episode, who is working on a fashion business. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned on Face to Face. Hello, smart viewers. Welcome back to Face, still with me, William. And as I promised, on the first segment, I'm going to invite my special guest for today's episode, who is working on her fashion business. So, hello.
Hi,
maybe
Will. How
we
are you?
can introduce yourself to the smart viewers first, so they can.
Hi, viewers. Hi, Will. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me today. So my name is Maria, and like Will said, I have a personal style brand. I've been in Indonesia for 9 years. Love it.
Oh yeah, that. And maybe you can, try to, as you mentioned before, you have an interest in, like personal brands. Maybe you can share about that.
Yes, of course. So I have a brand that's called Maria Ready to Wear, and as shared, it's a personal style. So it started because a lot of my friends and patients, they were constantly asking me, where did you buy that? Where did you get that, right? And I believe that, like Givenchy said, right, the dress should follow the body of the woman. And to be elegant, one has to be very comfortable in what you're wearing. So the best way for me personally to follow fashion is to follow what suits me. And when it suits me and my personal style, it looks effortless. So people look at that, and what we crave in fashion is, wow, that person wears that so well. So we want that too. So that's how my brand actually started. It was just clothes that I liked, styles that I liked. It was, some of them were simple, some of them, it wasn't about like who designed them or who didn't. It was just because they looked good on me. And they followed my body. I'm very small, I'm petite, So I think that with any style, you have to follow your body and also what you do every day, because it's got to look good regardless of what you're doing, right?
Oh yeah, it has to.
So my style is all about personal style and matching your activities.
Oh yeah, and also you mentioned before you stayed for 9 years in Indonesia. We can share about how you discover to live in Indonesia.
So I love Indonesia. You see, I'm from Argentina, but I grew up most of my life in Venezuela and Colombia, and it's the more outgoing Latin culture, right?
Oh, yeah.
And when I came to Indonesia about 9 years ago, I noticed that Indonesians had a lot in common with Latins. Very family-oriented, there's a lot of tradition and culture, and I realized that one of the most beautiful things was batik is Indonesia, like every country has a form of art, right?
Yes.
And in paintings or something, but Indonesia's, I think, aside from like a few African cultures, is the only culture that wears their art.
Yeah.
So I found that amazing, and beautiful, and I really liked how Indonesians are also similar to Latins. They're very expressive in what they wear, how they wear. They're very creative. They look at, their family, their friends, always for like, what is somebody else wearing, Not necessarily the big fashion icons, but just like, what's my neighbor wearing? What are you wearing? Would it look good on me too? Choba, choba, So I love that because anybody could be a blogger, an influencer, designer here as long as you were confident,
Yeah.
And people are so warm and welcoming, and they will ask you the question, sorry miss, beli di mana?
Oh yeah, they are not hesitant.
No,
Yeah.
And when you're not hesitant to ask or find out or create, that inspires creativity and innovation. And I love that about Indonesia. That's why we see so many awesome new stuff happening here.
Yeah, it's very like quite fast-paced.
It's fast-paced. Don't get me wrong, Indonesians like to relax. They're very relaxed. But when they like something and when they want something, they will move fast on that. They will try to copy something or give it their own edge, their own style. And I think that's why we see a lot of like the fashion industry in Indonesia changing and evolving,
Oh yeah, and also maybe you can share about the experiences and how you got into interest in in fashion, in particular building
the
like
brand.
In the brand.
So again, right? I don't produce, like it didn't start like something like, hey, I want to get into fashion business and I want to just make clothes. No, because people kept asking me what I'm wearing, where do I buy it, right? I decided to like, okay, since people keep asking me that, I'm going to put my style out there. And if I buy something, if I wear something, I'm going to post it on Instagram, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then people started asking me on my personal Instagram, can I buy it too? So I had to separate it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So then I actually created an Instagram account just for my style. And I called it Maria Maria Ready to Wear, right?
Yeah.
So then people, as they kept asking me, I would say, okay, you go to my Instagram account. If you like it, just I'll buy it for you.
Yeah.
And then I got a bit more creative and okay, let's brand it, right? So then we made it look a bit more professional, right? Because that's very important in business.
And also how you discover your personal style, like as it progresses in your experiences, or maybe you can share about that.
Well, I'm always on the go. So, you know the term high heel warrior?
Okay.
I wear a lot of high heels, especially 12 centimeters. And I go about every day. I'm in the medical industry, so I go from patient to patient room. And high heels are supposed to be sexy, but also very comfortable, because nobody likes to see high heels and ow, 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 right?
Yeah.
So when you wear high heels, for me, I realized I can't wear something so extravagant, right? Like as far as the clothes. So I try to stay monochrome. And then I really like a pop in the shoes and in the earrings. So it's not too busy.
Oh yeah, it's not.
And
distracting.
personally, I like beach style, so very casual, cottons, and I like dresses. But one of the reasons why I like dresses is because they're no hassle. So most people think it's because I'm feminine. Actually, it's because if you wear pants and shirt all the time, you have 3 things to bear in mind: shoes, pants, and top, and you have to match them. Whereas if it's a dress, it's zip up and
Just
go.
like
It's only 2 options:
one
shoes
zip.
and dress. Has nothing to do with femininity. But people always say, wow, I love your dresses. I love all your dresses. You're so feminine. I'm like, it's just a matter of time saving.
And how you how you try to mix and match your style in?
Okay, mixing and matching is super important. So mixing and matching should take into consideration your skin tone, because skin tone and where you're going to be. So like, for example, if you know you're going to be in a mall, you can go for bright colors, right? Or you can even go for dark blacks, because with the bright lights of malls and like indoors, it'll pop out. But if you wear, for example, black while you're jalan-jalan on the street, it won't look good, it'll look dirty. Dark blue will look dirty too. So actually, if you're going on the street, you should wear like beige under the sun, right? Beige, white, or navy blue with stripes of white, right? What makes you look more fresh. So if you're under the sun, or even if you're sweating, it doesn't make you look like dirty.
Okay.
Whereas if you're in the mall or places like that, you can wear something like dark, or you can wear really bright colors, right? If you're going to wear really bold shoes, try to keep it monochrome or monotone. If you're, I really like actually matching, for example, stripes and polka dots, so like actually busy stuff, but then really simple shoes, because it kind of gives a message that, it's your own style, it's okay. Like, it can be messy, but it's okay. Because you can own it,
Yeah, as long as you can own it.
Exactly, as long as you can own it. You need confidence.
Yeah, okay. And also, in order, to try to bring the look, you have to have such a confidence in it. Maybe you can share some of that.
Yeah, confidence is super important. You can see 2 people wearing the exact same thing, and it's more about the confidence that they have that determines whether it looks good or it looks bad, right? So number 1, to have confidence, you got to know your body. You got to know what looks good on you. If not, you might be really confident in it, but at the end of the day, you're going to see yourself in a photo and you're going to lose that confidence, right? 1, know your body, know your skin tone. 3, know where you're going or what you're going to wear that outfit for. Those are my personal rules for what to wear and for how to feel confident in it.
Oh yeah. So the conversation is getting more interesting about fashion, and but we're gonna have to take a break. So stay tuned on Face to Face. Hello, smart viewers. Welcome back to Face to Face, and we're continuing our discussion, about establishing your personal styles brand, yeah. And as we continue our discussion with our guest for today, Maria, and we discuss about how to find confidence in what you're wearing and owning what you wear, yeah? And maybe you can also share about the influence on social media, as as it is an important tool to also market your personal styles.
So social media, I find that is very important nowadays because it gives you a platform to showcase what you have, your own style, right? And it's a two-way street communication, right? So people can also ask you, and through their comments and feedback, you can also polish your own style, right? And if you have your own collection, right? You can understand more what the user likes. Social media is very important in your personal style and as a brand, but like I learned, it comes a time when you have to separate it, right? Because if not, it can get messy, and then your own personal account can look like you're selling everything, right? So like if you want to launch your own personal brand, definitely separate it, right? Try to have as many avenues as you can, but you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to have like a YouTube account. You don't need to have like every single social media platform. No. Try to find a segment that works the best for you. And currently, I found that for me, it was Instagram, right? And people contact you through WhatsApp and just like, okay, I want this, I want to do that, yeah.
Oh yeah, and we also have some photos we can discuss about. Yes. Yeah. And maybe you can take a look at the photo, and maybe you can share about what is it about.
So this particular collection actually is very Latin inspired, but at the same time, even though it's kind of risque, we have the same one but more Muslim wear, because Indonesians, and they like the bling, right? Yeah. So I have the models that are more like showy, but also the ones that are more covered, and they're very bright and sparkly, right? So they're like for parties, like you have bright lights, it makes everything glitter, because I found that actually Indonesians, similar to Latins, they like the bling. They like to sparkle and shine, yeah.
They like to get the attention from the bling.
No, it's not because they want to get the attention. It's because you're confident. So you don't mind being noticed. It's not that you're an attention seeker. When you're confident, you have no problem people noticing you. It actually makes you happy. It's not about like sombong. No, it's just Indonesians are very confident,
And for this photo?
So this is one of my high heel models, right? And I like that it's got a very high arch, right? So it's specifically made so that the leg looks sexy, but at the same time we want it to look delicate and feminine. That's why we have a bow in the back. So it gives it a little touch of like, I'm sexy, but I'm a lady.
Yeah, it's quite, with the bow.
Yeah, and a little hole right there shows a little bit of skin.
So, you like to also design like the...
So all the shoe collection actually is my design.
Oh. Yeah.
And I find that it's hard to design shoes, very hard.
Oh, yeah.
It took a long time, actually 3 years, to get the right model. Yes. But once you get it right, everything just flows. Yeah, because shoes is something that's not just personal style, but yeah, like you said, exactly, it's functional, and you're going to be standing on it for a long time, right? So it can't just look good like a dress. It has to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any maybe about how this photo? Yeah.
The earrings, right?
Earrings.
Okay, so I love earrings. Really, really, really love earrings. And I feel that it gives a touch of like sparkle like to the face area. So when you wear like really bright earrings, you actually can use like more simple makeup. You can be softer makeup. People can see more your face. But then there's a touch of like, wow, bling.
Shiny.
Yeah. So earrings, my collection of earrings actually is custom made and it's handmade. So I'm very proud about that, because it's not just like factory production, but it actually involves, you know, like people and like creative. And with all of my earrings, no one piece is the same, because since it's handmade, and the quality, I've made the quality very high. So the tassels, instead of being cotton, they're actually silk, you know. So when you move like this, it fluffs. It doesn't just kind of like stay stiff. If you move, the tassels will actually like move around with you.
Also, And for the next photo.
So related to the earrings, right? The earring project actually started for this project here called Dignity Academy. In my line of business, I have like not just my side project, which is the fashion, right? I have a lot of staff. I work, like I said, in the medical and wellness industry, right? And sometimes a lot of my staff could not do 9-to-5 job, right? Because they had maybe a family member that was sick, or one of their kids was sick, or they themselves were sick, right? So then I realized Indonesia is a country that has so many home service demand jobs, right? Like mani-pedi, or eyelash embroidery, or makeup, or hair, right? So what I decided to do was, I'm going to take one piece of my collection, which is earrings, which is affordable. Anybody can buy it. You can give somebody an earring for their birthday. You can change off and on, right? The price is very affordable. And all the money for that goes towards this project, which is empowering women that can't have a 9-to-5 job because of their health or one of their family members' health, right? And then all the money goes towards, I train you, for example, me and my partners, we train you like to do mani-pedi, eyelash embroidery, makeup, hair jobs, right? And then we introduce you to people and ask our friends and family, you know, like, if you're going to get your hair done or makeup or nails, hire this person to come to your house. That way, they actually earn their own money. And when you earn your own money, you have dignity. You're not afraid of your circumstances, because you know that even though you can't do this, you can still make money, right? So all the earring collection, the money goes towards this project. So we train them, and we start their business by buying them a kit. Like, for example, all the nail polish, all the kits to do it, and then they just can do their own business from home, or going to people's homes and doing it. They're not stuck to, if I can't do a 9-to-5 job, I can't survive, right? So that's why it's called Dignity Academy, and the earring collection supports it 100%.
Oh yeah, so they got skills.
Exactly. So we train them in skill, and we sponsor the kit to jumpstart your business. Kind of like, you know, if you were going to, let's say you were going to start, you were a dentist, right? And your parents put you through school and then had some money to set up a dentist office, right? They gave you the education and they gave you the tools, right? And then it's up to you and your skill. So we do something similar. We give you the training and we give you the tools to jumpstart your business. And then it's up to you, right? To give good quality service, have a good relationship with your clients, and then the word spreads. More people call you to their house to do the services, you know? And Indonesia has so much demand for home services.
And maybe about this photo?
So this is an example actually of the modules, what we train them in, right? How to use the basic tools, the tool care and sanitation, which is really important, right? Clipping technique for, like, for example, manicure and pedicure, buffing, shaping technique, cuticle callus care, right, for the fingers, nail polish techniques, right, to use gel or nail polish, removal, etc. So basically it's a module. The basics you need to know to be good in that category.
So, and also, what do you think about, you know, like the industry, the growing industry in Indonesia, particularly in fashion and in beauty, in beauty care?
Wow. Well, what do I think? It's growing. It's growing. I don't know if there's many other countries in the world where they have the beauty and fashion industry growing as fast as in Indonesia. One reason I think is because Indonesians like to be beautiful, and they like to be fashionable, and they like beauty not just on the outside, but also like as in personal beauty, right? Not just in what they wear. So beauty and fashion, and beauty, personal beauty. So similar to where I grew up, right, in Latin America, when there's so much passion for fashion and beauty care, it helps the industry grow very fast. So we see Indonesia also starting to set the trend, especially for like home beauty services, or like nowadays we see a lot, even in my own personal brand, people will ask me, Maria, I don't know what size I am. can you bring everything to my house? I want to try everything. Maybe if they only buy one item, they only buy one item.
Yeah.
But if I bring them the
Bring
entire
they
collection,
can-
they will buy 5, 10 pieces.
Yeah.
So home service and because I would want that for myself too, right? I'm not sure of the size. I don't know what will look good with my skin. I'm not sure. But when you have brands that are willing to go to your home and give you like a VIP service, before that's only stuff that you would hear from like super high-end brands, you know, like luxury brands, like they'll bring concierge service to your home. Nowadays, take your Instagram shop and bring it to somebody's house. You bring a bag,
It's like
bring
a
everything
market,
inside,
yeah.
let them try it on.
Yeah.
They'll take half the bag.
Oh yeah, okay. So thank you, Maria, for
welcome.
sharing your
Thank you,
passion
everyone.
for fashion, and try to see fashion in the sense of business.
Yes.
And we hope that by this episode, maybe smart viewers who are interested in try to bring the personal styles brand into a business, they can get inspired. Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
And finally come to the end of this show, but don't forget to watch another episode of Face to Face, still with me, William, and at the same place and the same time. So until then, bye-bye.